Hi, I'm Bob Silvernail, and let's move on to the next module. And part of the next module is going to be a discussion about the field of play, what we call the various parts of the field of play. So let's move into that. So we call it the pitch. In soccer it's called the pitch or the field of play. And so let's talk about the various aspects. First of all, we don't have sidelines, we have touch lines. Okay, the sidelines are called touch lines. And from the touch line you take a throw in. Okay? Touch line, not sideline. This is the goal line as it goes through the goal area. Okay? The goal line. Goal line. Alright? And then on the goal line you have the goal. Here's the goal here on this side, there's a goal on that side. So for a ball, or for the goal to be scored, the ball has to pass entirely across the goal line. All parts of the ball have to be past the goal line and between the goal posts. Doesn't have to go all the way into the net, just between the goal posts, all the way across the goal line. Similarly, I talked about the touch line. For the ball to be out of play, the ball entirely has to move across the touch line. So if any part of the ball is on the touch line, the ball is still in play. And same thing on the goal line. If the ball's on the goal line but not all the way across the goal line, the ball is still in play. Okay, got that? Alright. Okay, couple of areas here. This is called the penalty area. This big box here encompasses the penalty area. Alright? And on a standard size soccer field, the distance from the goal line to this line out here to the end of the penalty area is 18 yards. So you'll hear it referred to as the 18-yard line, or just the 18. Okay? So that's the penalty area. And if any, we'll talk about fouls later. If any penal foul occurs in the penalty area, then there's a penalty kick. Okay, that's the restart. Alright, so that's the penalty area. And within the penalty area, there's a couple of things. Okay, there is the goal area. Alright, that's the goal area. That's 6 yards, okay, from the goal line to this line here. Alright, and a couple of things about the goal area. Within the goal area, anywhere within the goal area is where a goal kick can occur, including the ball sitting on one of the lines here that denotes the goal area. Alright, and secondly, there's a rule about free kicks. When fouls occur within the goal area, they have to occur on the line, but we'll get into that in a later lesson. This is called the penalty mark. Hopefully it's denoted on the field that you're refereeing on, possibly not, but in any event, the penalty mark is between the goal posts, 12 yards from the goal line, straight out, okay, and that's the area, that's from the point from which penalty kicks are taken. Now, penalty kicks we'll get into later, but penalty kicks are mostly for the older kids and even adult soccer. You typically don't see penalty kicks that much in the young kids. So, but that's what it is. Penalty mark is within the penalty area. Another thing about the penalty area, if I may backtrack here, penalty area is the area in which the goalkeeper can handle the ball with his hands, or her hands. Alright? So anywhere within there, whenever the ball is loose, the keeper can grab it and use their hands. The keeper, once they're outside of the penalty area, is just like any other player. They cannot use their hands. They have to kick the ball. They can go out, they can play just like anybody else, but they have to kick the ball. Alright? They can't use their hands. Within the penalty area, they can use their hands. They can hold it, drop it, and punt it, whatever. Okay? Alright, this is called the penalty arc. And the only time that that comes into play is during penalty kicks. Players on either team cannot be within the penalty arc, okay? And the idea is the penalty arc is 10 yards radius from the penalty mark, okay? So all opposing players need to be in back of the penalty arc and in back of the penalty area line and also in back of the ball. So they can't be down here. They got to be in back of the ball, okay, when the penalty shot is taken. Once the penalty kick is taken, then they can move. The ball's in play unless it goes into the net or across the goal line, not in the net. Okay? So that's the penalty arc. That's the only time it's used is for penalty kicks. So let's move down here. Okay, I show it here, but here as well. In all four corners is the corner arc. Okay, the corner arc is a radius of 1 yard from the actual corner. Okay, and a corner kick can be taken anywhere within the corner arc. On the line or anywhere within the corner arc is where a corner kick can be taken. And a corner kick, we'll get into this later, is ball goes out of bounds, last touch by the defending team, out of bounds across the goal line, but not in the goal. Okay? Got that? We'll talk about that more later. All right? So all four corners have a corner arc. All right? And then on the corner, right on the corner, there should be a corner flag. Okay? So there's 4 corner flags, 4 corners. And then also on some fields, typically not so much on our fields here in Region 57, but there could be flags at the halfway line, 1 yard back from the intersection of the center line and the touch line. Can be a center flag. We don't do it, but some fields do. So let's move here. I talked about the halfway line or the center line. All right, that bisects the field right at the half. Okay, and then around here is the center circle, and that's a radius of 10 yards from the very center of the field. And there should be a mark right here at the center of the field. Okay, and 10 yards radius from that is the center circle. And the significance of the center circle is that players, when there's a kickoff, players on the opposing team cannot be within the center circle when the kick is taken, when the kickoff is taken. So start of the game, start of the second half, or after a goal is scored is when you have a kickoff. Okay? And so when the kickoff is taken, the kicking team can be within here, but the opposing team has to be outside of the center circle. And again, it's a radius of 10 yards all the way around here from the very center of the field. Okay, and again, there should be a center mark there, chalk mark, to show the very center of the field. Okay, what else? The goal. Did we talk about the goal? The goal is the goal, okay? A goal is 2 posts and usually a net in the back to make sure the ball doesn't get lost. But the most important part of the goal is the 2 goal posts and the crossbar. Now the goal sizes are different. Smaller kids have smaller goals. Larger kids, I think once you get into the U12s, then you have standard size, adult size goals. But every goal is different, okay? But the goal, the 2 goal posts have to rest on the goal line. That's the most important thing about the goal. Okay? And that's it.